moving right along.
In the Navy.
I mean, you are the novice
Leave it there.
Imperialis.
Leave it there.
That is fitting. You should sing in the Navy from now on.
What do you have against the Navy there, Mordecai?
Dude, I haven't said shit. I literally just logged on. I haven't said anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we
What's
play the game?
What's fucking me up is Justin and Alex are flip-flopped from last session, and that's bugging me
Yeah,
big
news
time.
too.
Yeah,
Log
news
off,
to
try
see.
again.
Who are you trying to look at?
So Mike needs to log in, then I log in, then Brad, then Justin. We'll be back to...
No, you were logged in first, sir.
No, you were here when I got here earlier.
Was I?
The first time? Yeah. Remember, I scared your kid.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war and scared children, and tonight there is only Warhammer. Welcome to the Tainted Hive Season 2, Children of Rokarth, our playthrough of the Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Maledictum system by Cubicle 7, brought to you by the far less scary gentleman over at PrimetimeMagic.com. We're getting better at these segues. We're getting better at these segues. So
Lucky number 8. Of course,
it's a lot
we're good.
less aggressive. I mean, lucky number 8. There are 8 points to the Chaos Star, but there are not 8 points over at PrimetimeMagic.com.
There might
I do
be.
also want
There
to
might
point
be.
out, I was just looking, and they do have pretty much all of the dual lands, but probably not for long.
Ooh.
So
Quick, rush to PrimetimeMagic.com
So
before
what you're
Mordecai
saying
buys
is,
everything.
Mordecai's
Someone
about to get
save
a
Alex's
divorce.
wallet. Look,
Yeah, it's a
thank you to
couple
the guys.
mortgage payments to buy all of them, so it's probably not going
God.
to happen. So.
Ugh. Shout out to the guys over at PrimetimeMagic.com for choosing to support and sponsor this season of the Tainted Hive. We appreciate them. So make sure you head on over to their website, save Alex's mortgage, and don't let him buy all those, would you say, dual lands? Don't let him buy them all.
Do you know what a dual land is, Brad?
No, I haven't played Magic in like 10 years. Well, actually, no. I played Commander one time this year, and it was fun. I almost didn't suck.
I can't wait till me and Mike pull all of you into it, and you just lose your entire paychecks. It's going to be great. There's like an event horizon. As soon as you cross it, just no
Yeah,
money.
you
Anyway,
I already lose all my paychecks.
no,
It's
more.
like it's like opening a tab at a strip club.
It's worse.
Wait, hang on. You can open tabs. Anyway, last time on the Tainted Hive, you all had made your way from the bridge of the Lamenting Tears of Terra, and you made your way to the main lift and began to descend through the ship to head towards the shuttles to get back to the surface of Vol and the Hive of Rokarth. In the process, you got onto a lift that was packed with Novice Imperialis and Inquisition soldiers going out to defend the ship against the incursion of Chaos Cultists. As you reached one of the main thoroughfares that led to the macro cannon batteries, a stray las round hit the lift controls, caused them to explode, blasted some shrapnel around that gave each of you a small wound, and you then had the revelation, Mordecai, that there was an access way not too far away that led to another lift that would continue you down to the shuttle bay.
That was definitely not locked.
Definitely not locked. Absolutely not something
Never used to
you've
be.
Never been to. You, with a little bit of work from Dmitry, you managed to unlock the lift, and also with the success levels that he had, he found a map of where the lift would come out to give you a way back to the shuttle bay much easier. You descended, stepped out into a intersection of hallways, and saw a small group of cultist soldiers armed and heading towards the shuttle bay itself. With surprise on your side and a flamer, I think that's all that needs to be said. Surprise on your side and a flamer.
You say
Barbecue.
soldiers, but I think you just mispronounced fodder.
Yeah, Kingsford briquettes, I think.
Charcoal
is the term
minis.
you're looking for.
I believe your exact words were like Wisconsin bratwurst, basically, just a pack of brats, 6-pack. So yeah, they didn't make it very far. And as we ended last session, you all had made your way through the winding maintenance hallways to come out onto the shuttle bay about 20 minutes later. So to preface this with, Alex, your favorite question from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, what's the clock say? It's about 5 a.m.
I haven't shit on you at all during this.
Not
so
yet,
when we
actually.
get back to fantasy,
I know.
it's happening.
Oh my god. When we get back to fantasy, it's going to be, where's the clock? Where's
Is it
this?
updated?
What's the clock say?
It's an important thing. Okay.
It is, especially when it's time management. But today, as you step out onto the shuttle launch bay itself, to reiterate the space from last season, it is a massive one of a few bays on this ship. There are 4 shuttles that are lining the bay itself, each of which is being armed and fueled and has people working on it to make them ready for flight. The bay itself is very wide. It's large enough for tracked vehicles, like a truck or a tank, as well as the shuttles to be in there without ever bumping. It is tall enough that you see huge cranes above attached to the ceiling, which likely grab the shuttles and lift them to maneuver them or set them aside in major repair style kind of thing. The ground is meshed steel, rings under your boots, and the backing of the shuttles themselves is the skyline, the orange and green swirling putrescent looking orb of Vol, that acidic mud bath of a planet, because the void shields are up to keep the oxygen in, but also allow shuttles to go in and out.
I can smell it already.
So, as you walk out, there are 4 shuttles in front of you. And as you step onto the deck, you hear the exchanges of small arms fire, crack of las rifles, sounds of solid munition weapons, stubbers, or auto guns of some kind. And as you step out into the space, to your left, there's a small group of Novice Imperialis guards. Some appear to be just basic crewmen with any kind of a munition weapon. So auto gun, and one has a las gun, and they are firing at another 2 cultists who both drop. To your right, you see as a group of the maintenance workers are sprinting towards a shuttle with what appear to be some kind of a fire extinguisher, and the shuttle itself, one of the 4 shuttles, is on fire. The bay itself smells heavily of blood and iron and smoke. And as you watch them race towards this first shuttle, as they get there, the fire extinguisher's coming up, hosing this down with this kind of like chemical foam to try to put the fire out. The shuttle explodes, ripping pieces of metal across the deck. You watch as people jump out of the way. Some of those with the fire extinguishers are blatantly cut in half as flying chunks of ceramite and steel rip through their bodies as if it was paper. Bloodied torsos flying everywhere.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor. So, the whole deck is considered dimly lit. The main lights are off. Emergency lights are on, and smoke is obscuring everything. What would you like to do?
Switch my photo visors on.
Okay, photo visors on.
Also, can we tell... So you said to the left that 2 cultists got downed. Are there more cultists coming from that direction? Can we tell at all? Is there more gunfire somewhere in here that we just can't see right now?
You can occasionally see a las bolt through the smoke. You're not taking fire at this moment. There's no one within your immediate sight that is appearing to be a hostile.
Okay.
And how far from us is a working shuttle?
The next closest shuttle would be 25 meters, about 2 zones away is all. Just because of boxes and crates.
Can we tell if they're spun up, like they're ready to go, or like...
The engines are not spinning at this exact moment, but the dock is down as if it's ready to be taken.
I'm moving to that shuttle.
Okay.
Brad.
With me.
I am actively listening for and watching for any weapons that appear to be plasma or melta.
Okay.
So please let me know.
Respect.
I will say...
see or hear any.
I would like to assist.
I will say for both of you, just give me because you are in a low light, high amounts of background noise type situation, but you're listening for a specific sound or sight. We'll call it challenging +0. Give me an awareness check, blanket, both of you.
Just straight awareness.
Straight awareness.
Brad, I would like to leverage my background.
Okay.
To know where defensive emplacements would be, to get a better idea of which types of weapon systems would be there to better help our search. Like gun teams are usually oriented to the sides of the main body, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I will tell you that being Astra Militarum, this being a Novice Imperialis vessel, there are similarities. You've seen some of it before. It's not necessarily your forte. So give me let's call it I'll allow either lore or logic, and it'll be at a -10.
Two things.
Okay.
32 under 51.
Nice.
And I would like to use my real life lickspittle to ask you to please let me find something. Since you're doing such a great job GMing, just really great story you're telling that I'm really engaged with.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
So you're looking or listening for plasma weapons in use or
Plasma
nearby.
and or melta.
And melta. Gotcha.
Yeah, for me that's a -1.
Okay. So Dmitry, this is being an Inquisition vessel. It is not like a standard troop ship that you've been on in the past. You are used to racks and stacks of munitions lining the interior wall of a shuttle deck like this to be loaded onto your vessels. Those are not present at this time. This is not a military excursion vessel as much as it's just a Navy vessel.
My bad. No, I meant like actively being used weapons. I thought that's what he was looking for. Not like stores of
Gotcha. I
munitions.
thought you were looking for where like a weapons emplacement would be to protect a deck type situation.
Oh, no. I meant like
misunderstood.
In a battle, the way troops are like basically leveraging my knowledge of Imperial Astra Militarum battle doctrine. I would know if the infantry are here, I know gun teams and support teams to be,
So we'll say pivot. Because this is not a standard battlefield situation, and because it is basically deckhands and crew members who are waging war on their own staff who have gone corrupt, there's no good. You're looking at the battlefield going, this is a fucking nightmare. This does not make sense.
We're having more Civil War vibes than being like outsiders coming in.
That's the best you know.
I might have missed that a little bit.
I did too. I thought we were being boarded. Like he was saying, we repel borders.
So the best that you know today is that Captain Ardosha had said, in the grace of the God Emperor, put down this rebellion. No quarter to those corrupted by taint. Okay. Take back my ship, take back your home. So he implied heavily that it was an internal affair.
Yeah, the taint dwellers are coming out to rebel. I got it.
So
wipe them out.
They must be. They've been wiped.
Okay. All right. So Mordecai, with a positive 2 success levels, listening for active use plasma and melta weapons. You do not hear or see any signs of a plasma or melta weapon at this time, which, quite honestly, is a good thing. You are on an exterior-facing hull wall to the void.
I'm all for it, man.
It'd be all right.
Take us all out.
We'll keep that roll in mind because you are going to keep actively looking, I'm assuming, throughout the time here. So,
I am.
All right, Roderick, you had mentioned you're going to race to the next available shuttle.
Yep.
Okay. So
while we're going there, well, can I only do one or the other? Look or use my auspex? Because I was going to. Okay. Well, I'm going to scan and just see if people in the smog, just so we're not missing folks in the smog.
Auspex pings off like crazy. There are dozens of people all over this.
I put it the fuck away. I figured it was going to be something like that.
It is a mess of an auspex. There are just body signatures everywhere because the deck, as you remember from prior, there are dozens of crew member who work on each shuttle, and now you on top of that have people rushing in and out.
Sure. Okay.
I am right behind Roderick.
Mordecai, we're going to keep your awareness check where it was.
Okay.
Dmitry, you gave me a logic, but you were also trying to check for weapons, so we'll turn yours.
That was a fail.
Was yours an awareness check then, and I misunderstood?
It can. You said logic or lore.
Then I tell you what, Dmitry, give me an awareness check. Roderick, Dmitry -10. Roderick flat 0 awareness. Sight if you have it.
Awareness for me too. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the machine gun of dice.
Oh, geez, that's 3 fails.
34 under 45. So,
so plus 1, plus 2. And Dmitry, so engrossed in trying to look at the auspex, and then you're staring into the smog going, where are all of these people? You don't notice anything. Roderick and Mordecai, you both see, and Mordecai, this goes into your ask, you both see as someone slaps a charge onto the closest shuttle that you're running towards. They slap a square-based object with a rounded tube that has a red flashing light on the shuttle.
So it's already armed.
And they are running to the next one. They are. You see them slap this thing on there and start running.
Okay, I am taking knee, and I'm going to crack a shot at him.
All right, give me a shot.
I am also going to draw and shoot.
Okay.
How many are just the one individual?
There's only one visible individual so far.
But
that's a 9. Fuck yeah.
Hold that.
All right,
Roderick,
never mind.
Seeing that charge is armed, just being in this world, would I know that shuttle's basically fucked? I can't get there.
You don't know if the shuttle's fucked. You don't know if you can't get there. The charge being armed, you're not sure what the timer is. In this world, if you can get to a charge and take it off and shut it off, you're fine. If you can't, that shuttle's fucked.
9
How
under
far
41.
away is that?
That shuttle is 2 zones away. 9 under 41. The individual you're shooting at is 3 zones away. So sniper rifle, fine. Roderick, you'll be at disadvantage.
The individual I'm shooting at is 3 zones away.
If you're trying to take a shot like Roderick or like Mordecai is, yes. Mordecai, you rolled a 9, a 0-9, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you rolled a hit first. You succeed with 3 success levels. And then I believe... Yes, sir.
I am so sorry if I'm dumb, but isn't that 30, 20, teens, 10s?
So you take the 10, which is a 4, and then, you're 0-9. Yeah, that's 4 success levels. I'm so
4
sorry.
success levels.
That's
it
not
felt dumb to say it out loud, but
Nope,
it
not
is
dumb.
4.
Not dumb. Very, very accurate. Okay, so you successfully hit, which is beautiful. And
Sure
the
is.
unit was a 9, so you're going to hit them square in the body. So give me a total damage roll, please.
So that's 4 success levels plus 8. We don't still have superiority, right?
You still have 1 superiority, yes.
All right. Well, that'll be 13 then.
Okay. Also, because actually we're gonna do this the right way because I keep forgetting this. This individual doesn't know you're there, which means it's also a critical.
Hey,
So
Bazinga.
rather than saying it hits in the body, roll me a d10.
it's gonna hit him right in the brainstem.
Well, you gotta get a 1. Get a 1.
I got a 6, but that's okay.
Okay, 6 is still the body. Roll me another d10.
Okay. 1.
Okay, so you aim, you fire. The bullet
Burst is hard.
boom. 12. Well, you know what? I just thought about this. 12 wounds. He doesn't have armor. However, you hit him in the body, and you see
wounds.
as the chest explodes out in a gout of just viscous blood. The bag falls, and as the bag falls, and you're aiming down the scope, you see another one of those charges rolling out, not flashing or armed at this time.
I'm going to run to that shuttle as quickly as possible. Well,
How many more shuttles are there?
You know that there were 4 shuttles on this deck. One is on fire, pouring smoke all over the deck. You only see one other so far because the smoke is thick enough that you don't see the next 2.
And that's the one that we see is the one with the charge on
Correct.
it blinking. Okay.
Yep.
looking through the scope, do I have any knowledge of what this device is and what kind of time frame I would have to shut it off? I don't know if I have that knowledge or not.
You're an infractionist background,
Yes.
and you are a penumbra.
Yes.
And let me see the rest of my notes on your character from 9 months ago.
If you can totally say that
I
I know.
asked the
Penumbra?
same question, but
Dmitry, you can't see it.
oh, that's right.
It's 3 zones away. You wouldn't be able
Look
to
on the
know what it
scope.
is.
It's right there.
Okay. He shows you his scope. You guys look down the scope together. Sharing
Also,
and
look at that body I just dropped on the floor there. You like that?
Meg. Magnificent.
Dmitry, you don't even have to roll. So Mordecai, with your background, I was going to make you roll. If you
I
make
was
Dmitry
still
look down the sights,
running toward the shuttle, if that
Roderick
matters
is
at all,
still running
before I
towards the
even know.
shuttle. Yep, we're going to
I
get
shoot
there.
at Roderick.
Roderick is running to the shuttle. You make Dmitry look down the sights. You had a suspicion as an infractionist as to what this is because you've seen these. You've used them against the Imperial Guard. It's absolutely a melt-a-charge. Roderick, you reach the shuttle as this is happening.
I'm going for the melted charge, by the way. That's what I was planning to do.
What I need for you to do is you race up and you see the rounded tube, silver with yellow and black hazard striping, a red flashing light. There is no visible timer. There's just a red flashing, like slowly blinking light.
Mm-hmm.
It is strapped and bolted to the shuttle with some kind of an adhesive that has made it so if you grab it and it doesn't want to pry away easily.
Shit.
What would you like to do? Do you want to try to pry it off? Do you want to try to disarm it? What would you like to try to do here?
Well, I probably don't know enough to try and disarm it, so I am going to try and pry it off. Do I know if my power knife would be of any use to prying this thing off of here without damaging the shuttle itself?
You know that your power knife would be very easily used to help pry things off the ship, but would probably damage the ship as well.
Okay.
Is there just like maybe an off switch?
I'm going to remind you that you have an ordnance specialist in your team.
I know, but I'm the first one here. I'm going to try and do something to it.
Okay. Mike, what are you about to say for Dmitry while he looks?
How far is the body away from the shuttle that Roderick's at?
Another 15 meters, so another zone.
Okay. While he's... Then would I know it being a melt-a-charge if that was like a command detonated device or if it's a timer?
Could be either.
Traditional.
You've seen them both ways.
Both ways. Okay.
The flashing light would intuit to you one of the other. You're not sure.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way to the body that was just dropped.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look for the command detonator and whatever else he has on his person.
I would have went with him as well, and while he's checking the body, I'm gonna pick up the other charge and slip it in my bag.
Okay, you could gain a melta charge. I will answer both of your questions in a moment once we resolve Justin's die roll.
Whatever that is. But do I think I could use a las cutter to just hit the adhesive and not hit the ship itself?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me take a peek at a las cutter really quick.
It's just in our survival gear, so I'm just trying to see what I had in here.
Yeah, I want the explanation of it. I know what a las cutter is from books.
Maybe it's not in our survival gear. Hang on, I might be misreading that. What is in our survival gear? I'm trying to find it.
Diagnoster, blah, blah, las cutter. Mainly used for cracking apart ore, slicing through void ship bulkheads, and tearing open stubborn doors. Las cutters employ a high-powered, short-range cutting beam that few things can withstand. You can cut through solid objects such as bulkheads, vault doors, or walkways.
Ignore me anyway. I don't have a las cutter. I thought it was in survival gear. It's not.
I was about to ask how you had a las cutter, but I was excited. Okay.
These cost $1,000.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Are these...
It says
this
on
is a
the owner's
bomb?
manual.
It's a melta charge, yeah, it's a melta bomb.
On the owner's manual of the new melta bomb that I have, it says on the back that they use magnetic adhesion.
I was about to say.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
that's what it says. On the bomb that I'm holding in front of my character, it says this is magnetic adhesion.
There's obvious magnetic adhesive points, yes.
I'm gonna put my one boot up on the shuttle, and I'm gonna activate my mag boots.
Okay, you activate your mag boots.
See if it does anything right next to it. Can I budge it a little bit? Maybe my mag boots are interfering with the magnetic.
So you turn on your mag boot and you shove it up next to the melta charge. And you try to move the charge, and it doesn't want to move, and your mag boot is also pretty secure.
I'll put my other mag boot up on there on the other side, and I'm gonna yank on it.
So you put a mag boot on the other side, and you're grabbing the middle, and you're like, pulling.
Roderick pulls his groin.
Now, Roderick, here's what's gonna happen. I need you to give me a ranged ordnance test.
Okay.
If you don't have ordnance, you're just using base ranged.
Yep.
And that's a challenging +0.
Yeah, it's 84 over 43.
-4?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't -5. You grab the magnetic edges of this melta charge, and you yank as hard as you can. And with your boots on either side, you feel it budge just a little, but it really doesn't want to remove. It's almost as if the magnets there's something with the magnetic adhesion that is above and beyond what you would expect, because it's not something you're easily pulling off. Yeah, it's fastened. It's stuck as hard as it can be, and you're struggling to get it off.
Guys, I think we should take one of these other ships and get out of here.
How far away is the next ship?
From where you are now, about 30 meters. It's actually, Mordecai's halfway to the next shuttle.
Also,
disengage
Dmitry,
mag boots and continue on.
Okay.
Did you find anything interesting on the body, Dmitry?
Yeah. Did I?
As you toss the body,
there's a bunch of other mag charges, but
yeah,
Mordecai.
I think there was only one.
There's
I grabbed
one
the one that
other.
dropped. Hopefully, there's more. That'd be nice.
So no, there's just the one. It was in
he was going for all 4 ships with 2 bombs.
I didn't say that. Did I say that? Did I say he was going for all 4 ships?
And
for 2
a
months?
sniper rifle goes off in the distance, and Mordecai
You
hits his head.
You implied it.
I did not. I did no such thing. You are making implications. However, there's 1 extra melta charge. On his body as well, you find a small pamphlet that has some of the verbalizations that you had previously heard stated by Lydia at the prayers on the gunnery deck. Speaking how the Emperor never wanted to be a god, things like that. Very heretical. Beyond that, there is nothing more than an access key card for the ship, which this man looks like he was probably a maintenance worker.
I'll take it.
Okay.
We didn't find anything on Chlamydia's body, right?
Nope. Lydia's body got burned to hell.
Okay.
She got twofold. Hit with a Vortex of Doom. And I think it was Dmitry who threw a flaming Molotov cocktail on her as well, basically, and ignited her. So she was all of a sudden this flaming witchy person running out of the...
Fuck that bitch.
Running out of the Vortex to basically die.
It's very theatric.
Very cinematic, yeah. So you find that. You start making your way to the next shuttle. And Roderick, as you realize that this isn't wanting to move, you disengage your boots. And as you do, the light goes... and picks up
as fast as I can.
You race over, you, Dmitry, and Mordecai, all kind of hustling it, and the shuttle behind you explodes.
And I don't look back, just
I
for
was
the
about
record.
to say, fuck you, Justin.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Got it. Hang on. Cool. No, just kidding. Y'all make it to the 3rd shuttle. As you reach the 3rd shuttle, you see on the side of it a square with a silver cylinder wrapped in hazard tape with a red light flashing.
I'm gonna go up to it and see what the fuck this is about.
It is the exact same charge, Mordecai, you're holding on your person.
Oh my god.
All right, cool.
Running to the next one.
I would like to attempt to disarm it with
Dmitry,
my
give me
technical acumen.
Okay. Give me a ranged ordnance check, please. Or if you want to try to use tech, give me a good logical reason how.
Well, I guess because I know how to use these, and this is a technological wonder of the Imperium.
Ranged ordnance it is, please. Challenging
Okay.
+0.
Oh, that's good. 39 out under 47.
Okay. 39 under 47. So with 1 success level, you remove it. You find the magnetic sealing clamps, and you, as you're messing with the edges, you realize that there is a secondary release. These magnets are meant to attach. This was not meant to be able to be removed easily. But as you're grasping, you find the one little point where you can press it in and the magnets slightly disengage. You pull it off. You can't disarm it. As you're attempting to disarm it, you can't find the right wires or mechanisms to do so. So it is armed and it is flashing, but it is no longer on the shuttle.
Flashing normally or doing that double?
Still 1. Still just a nice, slow, steady, pulsing light.
Okay, what's around us besides the shuttle?
You have flaming wreckage behind you. To your left is the interior bulkhead of the ship itself and the access door actually to the Medicaid facility. You are standing where your shuttle came in when you first returned to the ship a month ago. And ahead of you is, you would know, the 4th shuttle, but you can't quite see it because now the smoke has doubled with 2 flaming wrecks.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick run to where I think would be a safe distance for us when this thing goes off towards the burning wreckage of the previous detonation. And once I feel I can huck it and it be far enough, I'm gonna dispose of that and then dip set out of there.
You watch as Dmitry jogs off by 10-15 steps and just sidearm shot puts this melta charge at a flaming wreck. Dmitry, near the wreck or at the wreck?
Near. I'm not going to throw it into the fire.
I assumed that's what you meant. I just had to ask. So near the wreck. You watch as the melta charge. Dmitry, as you throw it, you're kind of hoping it'll skid as it lands near the wreck, and the magnets reattach to the bulkhead floor, and it just locks onto the floor and does not skid across the floor itself.
Sorry, Halicarn.
Okay. So you guys step onto the shuttle that you're on, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You reach the shuttle. The cockpit is open. A pilot lies in a pool of his own blood, slumped in the walkway. You recognize him. It's the pilot who took you to Vol the first time.
Oh,
like
R.I.P. big guy.
I'm gonna say, May your macro cannon be ever remembered. And I'm going to drag him off and huck him onto the...
Before you huck him off,
hanger.
what's on that corpse? Play up?
Yeah, he got anything
We'll
good?
roll it first. I'll actually give it to Dmitry to roll. I'm going to go start the engine on this fucking thing.
Dmitry, you roll the body. There's a standard issue auto pistol as well as about 5 solars. He was running for duty. He was not carrying a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Auto pistol.
Take all of that.
Yep. You grab the auto pistol, which you would know, Roderick, that most pilots, that if they're carrying an auto pistol, it's so that if they get stranded in the void, they can handle it without being stuck there forever. So, Roderick, you go and you start firing up the systems. I need you to give me a very hard logic check, please.
Logic check?
Logic, specifically, as you're firing up all the systems.
Even though I'm a pilot?
-10. You're a pilot. -10.
Okay. That's not great. Logic, huh? Logic's like one of my worst stats. So 86.
It's only logical.
86 over 26.
86 over 26. Okay. As you fire up the systems, all of the codes look good. Engine, good. Fuel pressure, good. Oxygen, good. Rotors, good. Everything looks good. Ship identification code comes up. Everything is marking green. Boom, 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 boom. All systems are go. You are good to go.
Yeah, I take off.
Okay. You throw the switch. The ramp rises. Dmitry, Mordecai, you find a couple jump seats and strap yourselves in as the shuttle lifts. Roderick, as the engines get going, the smoke clears and you see in front of you as there are just all kinds of corpses on the ground of different staff members, different sailors or helmsmen who had been assisting on the decks. The small arms fire is still crackling along the decks, but you do see that there's almost like a concerted center of the all black armored inquisitorial soldiers just basically starting to take it to the cultists. They're starting to take it to these rebellion, and you're seeing as the dirty red lasbolt and autogun coming out of one area is very quickly getting gunned down by these inquisitorial soldiers. So there are indicators that the deck will be reclaimed very quickly, but you take off, turn the ship, head out through the void shields and head down. Ahead of you is the big orange and green glowing orb of Vol itself. Now, you've punched in the codes, you've got the right tracking. Rokarth has its own port. You can literally punch in and you have a navigational check to get there. There's a beacon waiting for you. You begin to track your way down to the ship, but before you fully leave the ship, as you just eke out into the void, you hear a voice cut across the internal vox on the shuttle itself. Run along on behalf of your great patron, that ever-vigilant Halicon. Run along to do his bidding, to hide in the shadows. Run along. Be sure that you complete his work, lest he lose his interest in you. You are weak, and you are fools. The great god shall laugh as your skulls are added to his perpetual throne, as the changer corrupts those you hold most dear. Halicon shall burn just as Cadia did, and you along with him.
Is there a
ID
caster in the crew compartment?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the ship has a way to communicate inter-ship. Absolutely. It's a shuttle.
Dimitri's gonna hit that eat shit scum. Fuck that guy.
Nice and succinct. I need all three of you to give me a presence willpower check, please.
Oh.
No.
Oh, nope.
Challenging +0.
Ooh, 007?
16.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still failed.
Where's
Willpower presence?
Oh, yeah.
It's a presence willpower check. So willpower is the overarching stat. Presence is the skill.
32 over 19.
Okay.
11 under 31.
Good.
Whatever the fuck I was supposed to say.
Is this to resist chaos in any way?
No. This is
okay.
Presence is not to resist chaos. That's discipline.
Just check.
7 under 21. 22,
Okay.
Excuse me.
7 under 22. So you succeed with a +2, Roderick with a +2, Dmitry with a -2.
No, I misspoke. I rolled a 19.
Got it.
So 2 success levels.
Got it. Okay. So 2 success levels for everyone. The voice cuts through and I was having you roll a counter intimidation check based on Dmitry's eat shit scum.
Oh, word.
None of y'all are even remotely impacted by this. You do not suffer from fear in any shape, way, or form, as Dmitry counter inspires you with his eat shit. However,
so was that a frightened test? Is that what that was? Okay.
It was your. So because you said that back, this basically what I was having you roll was: did your words inspire everyone to feel like you were intimidating?
To like shrug that off. Okay.
Shrug it off, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Fear would have been next. Had you not said what you did, had you guys just let him talk, you all would have been rolling for fear. However, now, Roderick, now you're rolling for chaos corruption. So now I also need a discipline willpower test.
Can't I just use the same roll?
Nope. different test, even though it's the same skill. I know. That's you, Mordecai, and you as well, Dmitry.
Discipline willpower.
I don't want to.
God damn it!
My willpower is so low. Please stop.
Well,
I can flip the values, right, for advantage.
Lets you flip them. Correct.
Okay.
You roll it once and you flip them if it's better.
Gotcha.
So
30 over.
Nope, he has advantage.
I do because I'm drilled.
Gotcha.
30 over 22.
30 over 22. Got it.
Well, that's pretty good. 44.
So
no, it's not good. Hang on.
So I have 64 over 31. However, ignorance is my shield, so I get +4.
What? So you succeed with 1 success level.
Yeah, I took the talent ignorance is my shield. It gives me a +4 success levels to all tests to resist corruption, psychic powers, and demonic influence. Fuck all of them.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
I know jack shit.
That's awesome.
Dope. Well done, man.
So 44 for me, so that's 1.
Seems like I should take that with how low my willpower is.
Is your intelligence under 30?
No.
Then you can't.
You have to be stupid to take it.
Oh.
Despite Roderick's for being stupid, blathering mouth, he is not the most intelligent one in the party.
Huge vocabulary.
So Dmitry, you failed with a -1.
Yeah.
And Mordecai, you were also -1. So each of you get 1 point of corruption.
Because of this guy's bullshit talking?
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Roderick, as you pilot, you begin steering towards the hive, steering towards Rokarth, making your approach as you normally would. A voice quickly cuts across, and you recognize that it is the Senegal, and he says, "You need to quickly get to the planet. We think we have the ship under control, but I don't feel good about this. There's too much happening. There were too many people who had given in. This will be a bloody, bloody day, so make sure you land safely, and we will likely have some semblance of radio silence per Halikarn until such time, so we will check in with you when we have our issues controlled."
Roger that.
Oh, I thought we were going to say eat shit again.
To the Senegal, yeah. As you take off, and as you're making the final approaches, you begin to hit the atmosphere of Vol, the ship heating up slightly, the slight rocking as you begin to hit atmosphere. As you do so, a mechanical voice, Roderick, you notice that in front of you, the cogitator screen, the heads-up display, essentially, starts whirring letters and numbers and codes. You see that there is essentially a hail coming from Rokarth as you go to land.
Okay.
The hail is stating to you, turn around. You are not authorized to land. You need to return to your ship. There's no voice. This is just whirring mechanical text. It is a standard warning when a ship is not authorized to land at a specific area.
Okay, so I'm going to, get through the atmosphere before I do anything about this. But
okay.
2, after we break through the atmosphere, I assume I can use my Voxcaster to...
You would know that you can use your Voxcaster right now to try to hail.
I'll just do that.
Yeah. You don't need to...
While I'm on entry.
Big thing to think about with 40K is, yeah, you're breaking into atmosphere. Yeah, that's kind of a bitch, but these ships are meant for it. This isn't like us bringing a space shuttle in and out. It's something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would interfere with the comms or not, but if I know it's not going to, I'll just hail them right now. See what the issue is.
You begin to hail Rokarth, and a mechanical, almost binaric voice answers and says, "Violation of landing code, reverse course."
What is it you need from us for us to land?
Ident code. Refused. Return or be fired upon.
I'm not getting any closer, but do I know anything about why this would be happening?
Not with the logic test you rolled. The ident code looks good, to the best of your knowledge. You know that an ident code is a ship identification code. If your ident code is being refused, there are a multitude of reasons it could be. Could be that the ship is flagged as not allowed to land for smuggling, piracy, crimes, being an enemy of the states, things like that. Or it could just be that your ident code is being refused because you didn't pay your taxes.
Part of the Crimson
you didn't pay
Fleet.
a fee.
Can I inquire as to the reason that my ident code is being refused? Is it going to actually respond to me, or is it just going to keep spewing the same permission denied thing at me?
So you request, you say something to the effect of, explain or elaborate on the ident code. The voice replies and says, "Ident code flagged. Danger. Tier 1. Threat." And it's just repeating that at this point. You're catching that it's telling you that your ship has been deemed a threat by Rokarth.
Ask them if citronella is available.
Actually, might. It's not a bad idea. I'm going to ask to speak to one Citronella of the Vigilites.
Petronella's namesake lives on. Okay. Dmitry, what were you about to ask?
I was going to ask if there was another cogitator bank that I could start pouring through to look if there were alternative transponder, or what'd you call them?
Ident codes?
Yeah.
So there's only a shuttle like this doesn't carry a cogitator. It's just the actual functionality of the ship itself. It's just that main console that Roderick is sitting at. Roderick, you request to speak to Petronilla, and the code comes back with a request refused. Please, it gives you a gate, and it says you are authorized to land at gate. You are authorized to land at landing dock A3.26M41.
I'm assuming I know that this means that we are subject to some kind of search when we land.
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
So A3.M.
That's fine.
46.21.
Recognizing that, I'm going to, all right, thank you, and I'll kill the transmission. I'm going to look to the other two and be like, scour this ship, make sure there's not some kind of threat, because apparently they think we are one.
Do I throw away my drugs then?
Yes, decidedly so.
I mean, we are carrying a melted charge, but
so as you're giving this warning, the standard missile lock of the shuttle has begun to beep and hum. You know full well that you're being tracked the whole way in.
That would be expected.
Is it worth reaching out to, I don't remember the word you used for the guy that called to our ship just before this?
Seneschal.
Seneschal?
Mm-hmm. You could try. You are
said
now
they were
far
going
enough
radio
away.
silent, but
Yeah.
It seems like an urgent matter. I don't know.
You can try and hail him quick.
I'll begin searching the
I will
rest of the ship.
also start searching
So
for
the
contraband.
ship itself is a armored personnel carrier on wings. It is a single tube with 6 jump seats, a couple small crates for equipment. You scour every crate, every webbing. There's nothing. The ship is completely empty aside from you three. Mordecai, you and Roderick, you attempt to hail the Zenajal. The channel is met with static. It's very obvious that the return channels have been killed.
Okay.
Goody.
So
On our own from Halikarn, like usual. Didn't even give us any extra solars.
you, Roderick, you make your way into the atmosphere and you begin to follow the beacon that has now been transmitted to you by the Hive to tell you which landing pad to go to. And it guides you towards the Mudgate, guides you towards the lower Hive, a place you guys know very well at this point. And you pull in and you land at landing pad A3.M46.21. This is a landing pad you have not been to in the past. It's actually far enough outside of the main Hive and far enough away from the Void Buttress, that huge, massive structure where all the gates on every level of the Hive go, where ships are sitting all the way into the stratosphere. You are maybe one level higher than you have been in the past at the Mudgate, so you're up on like the second level of the lower Hive. It is a hexagonal pad. And as you track in, you see that there are 2 missile turrets and 2 heavy bolter servitors, and all 4 of them are tracking you the whole way in. As your ship touches down, you turning and landing, the gear dropping, the gate hissing open. The 3 of you step off. And you are faced with a particular individual. Specifically, you are faced with you guys all in Foundry?
Oh, no, I will be.
Hop in Foundry really quick and I'll show you what you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some artwork. But you're met with a specific individual. And as you step down and step out onto the landing pad, this individual is is escorted by a dozen of the Makarian Vigilites. You know these individuals. They have the armored torsos, the armored carapace, semi-polished, but a little crude. And so just to show you all, that's who you see.
Yeah, you look weak. Weak-ass RoboCop looking.
Carries a
Dude
bolt
looks like
pistol
a dick.
and a shock maul. So funny enough, it is very much inspired by RoboCop, and you know that this is an arbitrator.
Did you say a shock maul?
A shock maul, yes.
That is a cool word.
It is. It's a standard weapon of the Vigilites. You did see them in use last season. It is just a shock weapon.
Looks like a shockwave.
Yep, basically.
Stop right there, scum.
So funnily enough, the Makarian Vigilites as a Warhammer faction are very heavily ripped off on RoboCop and vice versa. Back in the 80s,
super RoboCop looking.
Yeah, well, back in the 80s, Warhammer Games Workshop used to make RoboCop miniatures, and then that's how the Makarian Vigilites came around, or something like that. Somebody's going to history correct me, but it's close enough. But this guy's got the full black Aquila across the neck, bright pauldrons with the lightning bolt. You can see that he's got the ranks and prestige that says that he's an arbitrator, which is a high rank in the Adeptus Arbites. He walks up, scarred face, eyes unseeing below that kind of bowl helm that has it covered. You hear the kind of tall. He's taller than the others as well, and a bit of a menace as he steps up and he goes, "In the name of the God Emperor of mankind, the Adeptus Terra and House Castic, by the bequeathed right of rule bestowed upon Lord Halion Castic by Lord Sola Macarius himself, you are hereby under arrest. In blatant disregard for the Lex Imperialis for the destruction of Landing Dock Epsilon 79er and the death of 3 of his glorious subjects and the servants of Hive Rokarth, lay down your weapons, place your hands above your head, or face immediate execution." As he says this, 12 guns raise.
Oh.
Well, sir, although these accusations...
Lay your hands on your head and place your guns on the ground now. That is your last warning.
I'm gonna hold up my hands, be like, "As you wish, sir." I'm gonna pull my guns very gently out of their holsters, and I'm gonna put them on the ground. And as I'm doing all this, I'm gonna kind of like motion to the other guys, probably do the same. We've actually seen these guys execute people summarily. But I'm also going to start blathering a little bit. I'm just going to say, "You appear to have a predilection for immense and intrepid fortitude, dear friend. If you would excuse the anomalous demonstrations of ineptitude on this besotted endeavor, it would abide us the genial opportunity to transcend this moment in favor of a future chronicling of our rendezvous." Okay, you begin to blather. What does he need to test against? I don't remember. Let me check.
It's been a while since...
Well, he blathers. Dmitry, Mordecai, what are you two doing?
I'm going to turn to Mordecai. Listen to this fucking pig. And I'm gonna start laying down all of my weapons one at a time, becoming very obvious. Laying down the 2 blasting charges, the smoke grenade, the 2 firebombs.
As you begin to pull out your extraneous and increasing number of items, he's just going.
Brad, can you describe to me this landing pad? Is it open on any sides? Is there any obvious exits? Am I trapped here?
It is a hexagonal landing pad with a single walkway that he and the 12 Arbites are standing on. It is open air, so you are outside of the hive structure itself, attached at a second tier that would step down to the actual mud gate itself. You've seen these landing pads in the past. They are a little further out from the hive. What you wouldn't know is that these are specifically set aside for situations like this. Either individuals landing who owe fees, owe taxes, they want you where they want you, and they don't want you to have any way to get away.
This is a landing pad built for us to be trapped.
It is 100% built for you to be trapped. And
so
you are also to cut off the question that's to follow. The landing pad being up on the second level of the lower hive, you can absolutely have access to open air. You can jump off the pad, but you're about 35 feet up. This campaign wants us
to go to jail. That's fine. I got you.
I didn't say you had to go to jail.
I just said we're under arrest. We've been arrested before. It's fine.
You have.
I will put my hands up.
Okay.
And I am not going to touch my weapons. You can grab them. I would not want your men to think that I'm reaching. Also, very nice helmet.
Damn it.
I don't know. Just...
He motions one guy to go disarming.
Bro needs to roll a discipline
just
composure
touched my privates.
against my rapport charm. And my rapport charm is 25 under 45.
Well,
so +2.
I was scared for you until I rolled an 89 over 60.
Sick.
So, I was like, this guy does not have the discipline I think you think he does. This could go badly. But no, I just rolled like dog shit.
So he's stunned.
You start talking, he's just kind of like, what the fuck? So being stunned, remember, in this game does not mean he doesn't do anything. He can only do one thing. And he looks to you and he goes,
I'm just stalling at this point.
You speak far too much. At this point, Mordecai, one of his men has come and is taking your guns off and laying them down.
Be gentle, that's his heirloom.
They're actually not treating any of your weapons poorly. Dmitry, your multitude of bombs and grenades are all being bundled up into a crate, essentially.
As I continue to talk, I'm definitely going to start citing Novice Imperialis stuff and demand to see the writ of arrest and the purpose of this search and seizure and all this shenanigans.
Okay. So as
I know my rights, man.
He's going to go sovereign citizen on him.
Yeah. I'm not
driving. I am traveling.
Exactly.
So as you say all this, Roderick, he looks to you and his face, what you can see of it, because again, his eyes are just this red line. His mouth scowls downwards and he looks to you and goes, as the arbitrator of the Adeptus Arbites, I have no need to show you any of the above. Novice Imperialis has no power here on Vol. Your family is not one of ours. And more so than that, you three and your ship are demanded in the death of 3 of my Vigilites at a firefight. And based upon the number of weapons you have, it is a very fitting thing.
I think you will see that we have a very good relationship with the Arbites on this planet. Perhaps if you let us state our case, you will see that in due time.
Oh, you will speak your case. Quite fittingly, in front of a judge. Beyond that...
Okay.
There's nothing to be said. He looks to each of you and he goes, you do not look like what... Give me that writ. And one of the guards gives it to him and he looks at it and he goes,
it's almost like you should have listened to old Roderick Wrangler, huh? Look at the writ.
You, points to you, Dmitry, goes, what unit are you with?
Like,
you're still in your flak armor at this point, I'm realizing.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll rattle off whatever the fuck my unit is. I don't even have it. My old unit.
That's fine. You rattle off
prior to going to prison.
Okay. He looks to you, Mordecai, and he goes, sniper rifle, bombs. Well, it does fit the crime. Look, I don't see one of them with chain axes, but it does fit the crime with the bombs. Take them all.
Chain axe? I think I can afford a chain axe.
Roderick Wrangler does not associate with chain axe wielders, but we did see one.
That's fine. You can explain all this to the judge. Bring them with.
Fine.
We'll take them to the fortress. And he pauses and he goes, and he's like looking over the rip one more time. And he pauses. And you all know that on Vol there are multiple prisons. Hive City is going to have more than one prison for individuals to be pulled to. They're going to have multiple locations that they can sequester off their problem cases, their criminals, whether it be petty crime all the way down. You all saw one of those bastions last season when you met with Petronilla and saw her supervisor, where they were pulling people from the Mudgate just to quickly profile them and get them out the door. There is also in the lower hive, and actually, Roderick, you would have learned of this from when you were searching to try to increase your connections around the Scarred Hands. Even though you failed at increasing the connections, you had to do some scouring. But down in the lower hive, there is also the Lomaris Detention Center. It's right by the lower hive nexus. Specifically, it's called Detention Center Lomaris 77. He pauses. He looks at the paperwork and he goes, I don't need to go to the fortress. Just take them to Lomaris.
I'm going to pause for a second, having just said that we have seen one with the chain axe. And I'm going to look at the ground. I'm going to look up at the arbitrator. I'm going to look back over my shoulder at the shuttle. And I'm going to think real hard back to a specific firefight and try and remember if the shuttle that those 4 jerks that Mordecai almost bodied looks anything like the shuttle that we were just on.
You don't even have to think that hard. It does not. Their shuttle was rusted, corroded, beaten down. This is a standard Inquisition shuttle.
Brad?
Yes, sir.
What was this big dork's name?
No one's asked.
So, if I may, what was your name? What can I call you?
You may call me Arbitrator, but my name is Fels Gans.
Sick. Okay.
Hey, Fels. Shout out to our backer, Fels Gans.
I was going to make a food reference of his name, but I don't want to offend Fels Gans. You know?
No. You leave our friend from overseas alone.
Why'd you have to make him somebody I don't like?
I would love to take claim for this. This is purely.
It's gonna feel weird when I kill this guy later.
I don't dislike this guy. He's arresting us. He's been pretty genial so far, honestly.
He's been okay. He cut me off while I was trying to lick spittle, and I'm not very happy about it. So
your lick spittle didn't work on him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I bit my own tongue.
You did.
It's terrible.
Dimitri's looking at these 2 clowns he's with, like motherfuckers running their mouths to the police. Dumb.
So your weapons are bundled. Crates are escorted, and you are all beginning to be herded towards Lomaris Detention 7. Lomaris Detention
Where
Center
was he going to send us before? He said something about the fortress.
He just called it the fortress.
Excuse me. Why do we not need to go to the fortress?
Scum like you don't need to be seen in front of that level of judge.
What level of judge exactly?
He kind of like pauses.
And I would like...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, I gotta... Hang on.
Okay.
I might be interrupting his shit.
He looks to you and he goes, individuals who commit crimes in the lower hive have no reason to be seen in the courts of the upper hive.
And which level are we on right now?
I just to make sure I know that you're just being an asshole, right? You understand because you're a hiver. You know you're on the lower hive.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, he looks to you and he just goes, I don't have time for you.
Hey, real quick, guys, are we looking to get to the fortress? Because, I mean, that's where we gotta go.
I mean, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I was thinking we could get there if we wanted to, but I don't think we're going to be charged with anything when it comes down to it, so...
Well, that's fine,
we should just ride it out. I know.
Yeah.
But if he sends us there, it's probably going to suck more for us. We can get there on our own after we're...
Okay. I won't do what I was going to
expunged, so to speak.
Dmitry, give me a logic check. +0. Call it... Yeah, I'll call it logic.
28. What is my logic? 40.
So, you're not necessarily a hiver, per se. You are Astra Militarum. Oh, you are Hive.
I am a Hiver.
Yeah. Sorry. I mixed you and Quentin up for being Voidborn. Being Hiveborn and having been in a penal colony, you know damn well that the lower Hive prisons are way worse than the middle Hive prisons.
Okay, so when he was doing that check,
yep,
what I was wanting to do was distract him to try and make him fail that.
Well, he already failed it, which is why he blathered.
Whatever.
Not realizing that was going to be a thing. If that was a thing, I would totally play up to my nobilite background and refuse to be put in a lower Hive.
I'm gonna straight spit at his feet. Fucking pig. We want to go to the fortress, right?
That's not going to get us.
Before you do that, that's not going to help you. That's going to send you the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know where your brain is going.
You as a character know
better. You as a character know better.
That's fair.
Spitting at an arbitrator at this point is going to get you a shock maul to the face and hauled off to the first detention center he can get you to.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that would get us into the higher.
No, when it comes to hive hierarchy, right? When it comes to the hierarchy of the Hive itself, in this case, the Fortress Precinct Majoris, none of you are from Vol to understand this or know it in full, but it is literally a fortress between the upper Hive and the lower Hive to make sure that the lower Hivers can't fucking get to the upper Hive.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, Brad, I'm definitely going to try and just start spitting like I am way too highborn for this. I don't need to be doing that. And I'm actually going to try and use my Dealmaker trait to see if he'll accept some kind of bribe or promise or information.
Okay.
Intuition people test for me.
Why don't you see if he can get get his supervisor out here as well?
I will. As soon as I tell him my name's Karen and,
I was going to say, we got to work on the hair a bit.
Let's see, intuition people. So that is a 46 under 55.
Okay. With a Dealmaker talent, you would recognize a few different things. First and foremost, this is an arbitrator. These are the people who hold themselves as the epitome and the esteem of the Lex Imperialis, which is the thousands upon thousands of tomes, each of which are thousands of pages, plus thousands of scrolls, thick list of imperial law. There's not a single human being in the galaxy who knows the entirety of the Lex Imperialis. It's impossible. It is too long. You could start reading from birth and never finish it before you die of natural causes. There's too much. The arbitrators are the epitome of this. They see themselves as untouchable. They see themselves as the last bastion of law. You also know, given the Dealmaker talent, that all arbitrators want to believe that their understanding of the law is the best. And if that is ever called into conflict, that can always be a good point of contention. In regards to, can you get an arbitrator to take a bribe? Everyone takes a bribe. It's just a question of what it is. And it's hard to get a good gauge of what that is right now with how he's treating you.
Sure. So the first thing I'm going to open with, knowing that he would have this deep-seated love of the law, basically, and his understanding needs to be seen as pristine, I'm going to say, well, sir, I have never once committed a crime in the lower Hive, let alone have I often deigned to walk there, so until you can prove that I actually committed a crime there, would it not be against the law to chain me up in a lower Hive prison? Perhaps I have committed a crime in a higher tier. Can you prove I have not?
Roll me.
I am far more often in noble company than the likes of these villains that you would send to Lomaris.
Roll me a presence
reasonable, articulatable suspicion of my crime.
Oh, they don't care about that. Roll me presence, leadership, Roderick, and I'll give you a +10.
That is not great. 75 presence over 41 because you gave me the +10.
Okay.
So it's -3. However, I saw myself stumbling over this, so I'm totally doing that.
Okay.
48. It's a better failure. 48 over 31. So -1.
So -1. Well, your -1 beats the automatic failure of a 000. So
nice.
Well, the arbitrator Fels Gans is not swayed. He just kind of scowls. One of his aides, you hear him go, Sir, these three don't even match the description. They're not carrying the proper weaponry minus explosives. Perhaps for the safety of all of us, if he is actually part of the Navis Nobility, even if his family is not one of Rokarth, they do have power. Maybe we should take them to the fortress for processing. You see as Fels pauses, looks at the individual who opened his mouth and just goes,
I see a very small crack in the armor of his resolve, and I'm going to immediately switch to flattery.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Just say, look, you are clearly a man of reason and law. I respect that. It would be embarrassing for both of us for me to be locked up at Lomaris if it turns out I am not guilty of any charges. And I am very, very willing to speak well of you, even if we are not of the same families, to everyone I know. And I am Roderick Wrangler, mate. You know?
Listen, clearly there are very many good things to say about Fels Gans here.
Fels Gans, bro, come on.
Danke, mate.
He looks at the aide as you say this, as he was about to verbally berate someone for interjecting and questioning him. And he turns to you, the bolt pistol in hand.
And that is a fine piece of equipment you have there.
You actually realize it is. It is an old heirloom piece. Bolt pistols are not super common. They are often passed down if they're owned by anyone outside of the Adeptus Astartes. It has old gilded work on it. He kind of holds the barrel near the side of your head. And he looks to you and sneers and just goes,
I'm doing the thing that Jack Sparrow does when he's got his hands up, but he's kind of not got his hands up.
He looks at you and he goes, if you are found to be deceiving me, I will deal with you myself. Take them to the fortress. Bring them in front of the head arbitrator. Let's get this resolved today.
So, deal with us herself.
And when we are not found guilty, I shall buy you a drink myself. I will bow.
I don't drink.
I shall buy you a smoke myself, and I bow.
I don't smoke either.
I shall buy you a thing myself.
Shut the
Please,
fuck up.
also, Fels Gans, if you wouldn't mind, please say hi to our dear friend Citronella.
He pauses and he goes, do you actually call her Citronella?
No, I call her by her real name, Petronella.
He pauses and he goes, go get Petronella and have her meet us at the fortress. And he begins to march the three of you off towards the lifts to take you to the Fortress Precinct Majoris.
Hell yeah.
Much appreciated.
And you'll have to tune in next time to find out what happens next.
Still great success. Great success.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a good turn.
Well
Good
done
turn of
spitting
events.
that game, dude.
Whew.
Sweaty.
Not
Good
bad.
thing we've got a Roderick Wrangler.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Tainted Hive Season 2 Children of Rokarth tonight. And again, as always, a huge thank you to PrimetimeMagic.com for choosing to support us on the second season of the show. Again, as we said earlier, please head over there, check out their selection of singles, buy the double lands so Alex doesn't have to, and so that he can pay his mortgage.
TimeMagic.com, motherfucker.
Head on over to deadsonsco.com for our website, access to our Daggerheart open play. If you haven't listened to that yet, Justin does the GMing there. It's a fantastic job. There's a lot more ridiculousness to be had.
It's a jolly good, silly time, man.
We had time. Yes.
It is a slap.
time.
It's like borderline slapstick comedy meets high fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Also,
with our borderline,
With our group, it is.
you know what? That's true. That's true. And if you like what you heard, please consider heading over to patreon.com/deadsonscompany to show us some love so we can keep doing what we love and making this really ridiculous show. So thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time. We are Dead Sons Company.